Hi everybody, this of course is Strange Brigade, but what you might not know is there is also, apart from the amazing video game, a book called The True History of the Strange Brigade that's available in ebook format and proper book format as well, that you can order from Amazon and Google and good bookstores everywhere. And I'd actually forgotten that I hadn't forgotten I'd read it, but I'd forgotten to do the review of this book. So to coincide with the release of Strange Brigade, Rebellion also commissioned a book written by several well-known short story authors to kind of fill out the backstory of the characters. Because when you're playing Strange Brigade, and if you haven't played it already, there's a campaign in it where you're moving through levels, and there's a horde mode and there's a score attack mode. And it's a bit like Left 4 Dead, third-person shooter. You're running through fighting, basically, zombies, trying to go from A to B, or in the Horde mode, obviously, just trying to survive lots of different levels. But you can play as several different characters. Obviously, when you're playing with your friends, you can all play as different characters as well. So, for example, in the base game, there's Nalangu, Gracie, Archimedes, and Frank Fairburn. And then I think if you pre-ordered the game, or if you bought the game within a couple of weeks of release, you also got Winston Bay. Now Rebellion have added more characters since then. We've now also got Patrick Bash Conahan, a cowboy from America, I think. We have got Anjali Khan, an Indian princess, Hashiro Shimutsu, a Japanese soldier, and Tessie Caldwell, who's a American pilot. And so this is where the book comes in. This is where a true history of the Strange Brigade comes in, because this book, if we quick have a look, it's a bit odd doing a review of an ebook. This book has several stories. How many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it 8? Yeah, we've got 8 stories about the different characters. Not all the characters, actually. The Bash character doesn't have a story in it, but all the others are here. So we learn more about Frank Fairburn. We don't find out if he's actually related to Carl Fairburn of Sniper Elite, but we learn about his time in India when he was tackling. What story was he? His story's about. Oh yeah, actually, it's very nasty. His story, actually, I won't say much about that. Archimedes de Quincy, with his difficult relationship with his father. We find about his story. Gracie, a good northern lass who goes to work in a very nasty factory. We find about her. Nalangu, who she's like a devil fighter from Africa, and we find about how she found out that she had skills in that direction and where she came from. And and then Winston Bay, who is like an overall like gentleman adventurer, and he has some nasty adventures in I think in India and Australia, funny enough. And then of the characters that I haven't got, because I haven't got the season pass yet, of Tessie Caldwell, who's the pilot. She's flying around, and we learn about her adventures on kind of an island where a land where time forgot. And Hachiro Shimuzu, in sort of, I think it's pre-Second World War, has a really shocking story about going to another mysterious island where nasty things happen. And Anjali Khan, the Indian, I think she's an Indian princess, and her story as well. Now, what is definite about the true history of the Strange Brigade is that this book, this ebook as well, is incredibly dark in places. The atmosphere is much scarier and more serious than the game itself. So I would say, if you're a fan of the Strange Brigade and want to learn more about the characters, definitely buy it. Now, as far as the quality of the writing goes and the quality of the stories goes, sure, it varies from story to story. I would think of this as like a pulp book, along that sort of line. Ripping yarns with a darker edge. Definitely, some of the stories are really dark about what the members of the Strange Brigade have to do. But anyway, it's a really nice companion to the Strange Brigade. It's not very expensive at all. I enjoyed reading it, in small chunks. I didn't sit down and read it all at once. And it just fills you in more on the background of the Strange Brigade, what it's all about, and their kind of motivations for doing what they do as individuals and as an organisation as a whole. So there we go, Strange Brigade, the true history of the Strange Brigade, available from all good e-book shops and real bookshops as well. So if you're a fan, buy it. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and well, I'll see you again soon.